rain has come and gone here at Donley Field, and the Grayson County Cougars have worked to get the field ready to roll here tonight. It is a 12th district matchup between the Grayson County Cougars and the Edmonson County Wildcats. The last time these two teams met up, Edmonson County ended the Cougars season at Butler County. A little bit of revenge could be in the air as the Cougars turn to Jaron Van Meter to try and move them to 3-0 in 12th district play. And a good evening and welcome here to Donley Field for tonight's coverage of Grayson County Cougar baseball on K105. Sam Gormley with you. We'll be joined in just a few moments by Chase Blaine. Coming up on today's Locker Room Show, we're going to introduce you to both the Cougars and the Wildcats of Edmonson County. Get you ready here and give you tonight's starting lineups. That comes up and more right here on K105 Digital Productions. Welcome back to Donley Field, where the Grayson County Cougars are preparing to take on the Wildcats of Edmonson County. Sam Gormley with you, now joined by former Cougar baseball manager Chase Blaine. And Chase, on Friday evening, you had a game against Whitesville Trinity that the Cougars, I mean, it's one to forget, but all that matters is you got to win. Tonight, you get to take on your arch rival in Edmonson County, a team that ended your season a year ago. I mean, this is a perfect chance to try and bounce back from a game that you kind of have a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth, isn't it?
That's right. And anytime you can play your rival, especially Edmonson County just brings with it a whole different feeling towards them. Especially after the disappointment of last season, you come in here, I expect these guys to be ready to fight. I know Whitesville left a little sour taste in our mouths. But I know that they have all collectively took the weekend to regroup and focus on these next two games here against Edmonson.
Jaron Van Meter is going to get the start tonight for Grayson County. This year, 6 starts, 3.3 ERA, 30 strikeouts, 19 walks, record of 2-3. And Chase, I know we were talking during basketball season, and my question to you was, who is it? Really, to me, there wasn't somebody that popped out to me as, that's the ace of this coaching staff, or this pitching staff. That's the guy who's going to start on Monday of district games, and Jaron Van Meter has solidified himself this role.
Yeah, absolutely has. And, just looking on the stats, he's the best pitcher. I think if anybody has come out and watched a couple different games, he's definitely looked like the best. Even in his losses, he's 2-3 record-wise. But if he had a little offense and a little defense behind him, he's theoretically 5-0, 6-0. So every one of his starts have been really good. It's just a matter of getting the rest of the team on board with him.
For Edmonson County, they are going to turn towards Hunter Wilson tonight. Wilson is an 8th grader getting the start. 6 games, 5 starts, an ERA just above 4, 33 strikeouts, 19 walks with a record of 3-3. He's at a decision every single time he pitches, and I know last year Grayson County did get to see a lot of Hunter Wilson, and as a 7th grader, he really stood out. And Chase, he's going to be somebody that is going to be a nemesis if you're wearing the orange and blue for many years.
He is. He started shortstop, I think, actually, in the least twice whenever we played him. I'm not sure if he started in the district game or not, but I know we saw him I think he hit the ball a couple times pretty square. He's going to be a really good player in the next couple years, and is definitely somebody we're going to keep an eye on in the 12th district.
Hunter Wilson is the starting pitcher tonight for Edmonson County. In fact, he did have an RBI in the game played down in downtown Browntown in the game last year for Edmonson County. It was an RBI base hit. That was the lone RBI of the game for Edmonson County in that game that the Cougars won 3-1. Grayson County swept the regular season series against Edmonson County, but the Wildcats won the only game that actually matters, and that was the game at Butler County High School, winning that game in extra innings by a final score of 4-2. Gavin Minyard hit the go-ahead home run in the top of the 7th inning. Gavin Childress tied it up at the bottom of the 7th in what was, Chase, I know it has a bad taste, bad memories, but it was a fantastic baseball game.
It was a great game if you didn't care who won. I know I say that a lot about lots of different games, but as somebody who was in the dugout and unfortunately ended their active career, that was a really hard loss to swallow.
Edmonson County and Grayson County moments away from getting underway, so what we'll do is we'll take a break, bring you the starting lineups after this. This is Cougar Baseball right here on K105. Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars are getting ready to take on the Wildcats of Edmonson County, as the Cougars are entering with a record of 6-8, and Edmonson County enters the record of 8-8. Now let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the visiting Wildcats of Edmonson County, they are coached by Michael Meredith. He's in his first season at the helm of the program in Brownsville. Leading off and playing second base will be Cole Saling. Batting second at shortstop is Gavin Minyard. The three-hole hitter will be the starting pitcher, the 8th grader Hunter Wilson. The cleanup hitter will be the first baseman Andrew Talley. Batting fifth and catching John Michael Meredith. Batting sixth in right field is Lane Ashley. The latter third will be Ty Brantley in left field, Jace McCombs at third, and Michael Mills in center. Once more, that lineup for Edmonson County. Saling at second, Minyard at short, Wilson the starting pitcher, Talley at first, Meredith catching, Ashley in right, Brantley in left, McCombs at third, and Mills in center field. Now the starting lineup for the Grayson County Cougars, who enter with a record of 6-8. They are 2-0 in 12th district play. Leading off in catching is Chandler McCready. Batting second, the starting pitcher for tonight is Jaron Van Meter. The three-hole hitter will be the center fielder Camden Brothers. Batting fourth at third base is the third baseman Eli Watson. Batting fifth, the designated hitter will be Landon Sharella. In his place in the field will be the first baseman Sawyer Drake. Batting sixth, the second baseman Michael Wood. Batting seventh, in right field will be Ethan Snyder. Batting eighth at shortstop, Landon Haycraft. And batting ninth in left field is Braden Childress. Once more, that lineup for the Cougars of Grayson County. McCready catching, Van Meter pitching, Brothers in center, Watson at third, Shirella the designated hitter, Wood at second, Snyder in right field, Haycraft at short, Childress in left, and the designated player in the field tonight is going to be Sawyer Drake as the first baseman. Your coaching matchup, Jody Nutt for Grayson County, Michael Meredith for Edmonson County, the first ever matchup between these two coaches as Grayson County prepares to take on the Wildcats of Edmonson County. It should be a great matchup, so we look forward for you to join us here in tonight's contest. Grayson County and Edmonson County moments away from getting underway. What we're going to do is we are going to step aside here for a few moments and have all of the play-by-play after this. As this is Grayson County Cougar Baseball right here on K105 Digital Productions.
When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand-scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main or order online at twinlakescreamery.com.
Welcome back to Donley Field. The Grayson County Cougars preparing to take on the Wildcats of Edmonson County. As we appreciate you taking the time to tune in to tonight's coverage right here on K105 Digital Productions. Sam Gormley and Chase Blaine with you on the call as it is a chilly, rainy, overcast evening here tonight at Donley Field. As when I woke up, I left my house. I had the short sleeve shirt on. I went out for lunch earlier today and still had the short sleeve on. And then when I came to leave for the game, I realized, it's a little chilly as we're looking right now at 63 degrees and wind speeds about 8 miles per hour. But it is definitely windy out there as wind seems to be blowing mostly out into left field. Starting pitch tonight for Grayson County is Jaron Van Meter. 3.3, 30 strikeouts, 19 walks. His whip, which is walks and hits per innings pitched, is 1.38. So he is averaging just shy of a base runner and a half per inning. and a record of 2-3. Van Meter, the lefty for this Grayson County lineup. For Edmonson County, the starting lineup one more time is Cole Sailing, Gavin Minyard, Hunter Wilson, Andrew Talley, John Michael Meredith, Lane Ashley, Ty Brantley, Jace McCombs, and Michael Mills. Chase, when I say Jaron Van Meter is a starting pitcher, in about 10 seconds, what comes to mind?
He's a little spitfire out there. He has sneaky fast velocity on his fastball, great breaking pitches. He likes to get ahead of hitters, and he's going to be a good pitcher here in a couple years.
Jaron Van Meter will be the starting pitcher tonight, and the leadoff hitter for Edmonson County is going to be Cole Sailing. And the first pitch coming from the lefty Van Meter hits him. Just barely got a piece of Cole Sailing, and the leadoff batter is on via the hit by pitch, and that is Cole Sailing. He led the team coming into this game with 6 hit by pitches for Edmonson County, and you can now make that 7. Gavin Minyard will now hit for the Wildcats. Average of .652, 18 runs batted in, 4 doubles, 2 triples. His first pitch is a ball to Minyard. 2 triples, a home run, an OPS of 1.57. And that .652 average is first in the state by by 0.5 points. That is, the next highest is roughly at about 600. Chase, an OPS of about 1.6 and an average of .652. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good on paper. You definitely have to compare that, though, to who they might have played.
You know what? I don't even think it matters, since that's outside for ball 3. If you're hitting .650, it doesn't matter who you're playing. That's really impressive.
I'm not saying it is. Minyard's a great player. Get out here, and you definitely not a hitter you can be lazy with, as Jaron's showing right here.
The 3-0 is a cold strike. Your home plate umpire tonight, Ryan O'Neill. Andy Thomason will be out in the field. Ryan O'Neill, I know we were talking with Cougar legend Briley Napier before the game. He says he knows Ryan O'Neill. He played some baseball with him. Andy Thomason, of course, a third region legend. And there's a ball outside to Minyard, and the first 2 batters have reached here tonight from the hand of Jaron Van Meter, and the lineup now heads towards his counterpart, Hunter Wilson, the 8th grader. Wilson, .347 average, 4 runs batted in. He does have a home run, 8 walks. So he is patient. Out there is Van Meter struggling to find the strike zone early on. There's another pitch that misses outside for ball 1.
Jaron, he's just got to get in the rhythm here. He hasn't come out of the gate looking all that confident so far. It may just be that the mound, he's taking a minute to get used to it for all the rain.
It's one of these situations where you almost there's another pitch high, and if you're Van Meter, you almost just, and immediately Buddy Hobby's going to take his little trek out to the mound, and probably one of these situations here where you almost just need to walk halfway up to second base, kind of take a deep breath, recollect yourself, and let's go and let's do this one more time. And I'm sure that's probably what Buddy Hobby's telling him right now.
Yeah, I think this was a very well-timed mound visit here. Obviously, Jaron, he's hasn't looked like himself so far through these first, 8-9 pitches. So definitely go out here, just make sure you're okay. If there's something we need to do to the mound, we can do it now before we let it get out of hand.
8 pitches thrown by Van Meter, 7 for balls.
Yeah, so definitely, and that's not Jaron. That's not who he is as a pitcher. He goes out here and he attacks the strike zone.
So the 2-0 will come here to Hunter Wilson. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Here in the top of the first inning. There's a cold strike on the inside corner. That's a good pitch coming out of the mound visit. It's exactly what you wanted if you're Buddy Hobby.
You want to go out here and you want to attack this next hitter, especially down 0-2. You don't want to fall behind 3-0.
Van Meter, the long look in. Checks the runner at first, now stares back the runner at second. He'll look him back one more time. Now delivers the 2-1, and it's ripped into left field. It's going to be a long run for Childress. He dives, and it's out of his reach. It's going to go all the way to the wall. That's going to score at least 1 run. Childress will gather at the wall. They're going to wave another run to home. No, they're going to hold up the stop sign at the last second, and the double by Wilson makes it 1-0 Edmonson County. Childress made the decision to dive after that ball, and because of it, that's almost one of those that you almost have to make the decision right there that if I'm going to catch it, I better go for it. But if not, you just want to take it on the bounce, get it, hold them to a single, and maybe if the run cross, the run cross.
Right. You want to give props to Braden, though, for hustling now and out and trying to make an attempt. A lot of guys just pull up on that one.
Andrew Talley will now hit for Edmonson County. A swing and a miss. The first pitch to him. Talley, the cleanup hitter, and the first baseman, 370, 19 runs batted in, and 3 doubles. You also could see him as a starting pitcher at times for the Wildcats. He's been in 4 games, has 3 starts for the Wildcats. Van Meter trying to work out of a jam here, and there's a high chopper foul down the third base line. That'll get Van Meter ahead in the count here at no balls, 2 strikes. Edmondson's already crossed 1 on the double by the pitcher Hunter Wilson. Still nobody down here in the top of the first inning. We'll try to bring you some updates as well. The Lady Cougar softball team in the Elizabethtown area tonight as they're taking on the John Hardin Lady Bulldogs. The game is in the bottom of the first inning right now. No score, as we'll try to bring you updates of that game as well as it moves along. Van Meter, the 0-2 coming with 2 in scoring position. Delivers the pitch. Low, 4-1.
Something about this Edmonson County team is, they may have lost several seniors. They lost their best player, obviously, in Chaz Wilson. But you can't take them lightly. They've had a good season, so you have to come out here and you can't just roll over this team like perhaps maybe we did on the second night of Whitesville.
I don't think this Grayson County team, and nothing against them, I don't think they need to go into the mentality of any game. If there's a swing and a miss and down on strikes will go Andrew Talley. Need to go into the mentality of any game thinking that they can roll over a team. I think that when you do that, it's a recipe for danger, as John Michael Meredith will now hit. John Michael Meredith, 211, 6 runs batted in, and a triple. He's the starting catcher. And he rips one right back up the middle. That's going to score at least 1 run. Brothers does corral, and they're going to hold the runner at third base. His Brothers was playing in. He was able to get to that ball in a hurry. That's ripped right back up the middle, and the Wildcats lead 2-0.
I think going back to that, you have to definitely go in with confidence, because if you don't go in with confidence to any game, you're obviously not going to pay well. But I agree. You can't go in with the mindset like, hey, we're going to blow this team out. You just have to go in with the mindset of we're going to beat this team, and I think that's what the Cougars need to do here.
Lane Ashley is now the hitter for Edmonson County. The runner is off, and it hit him. He takes the base, and they're going to say that did hit the runner, so the runner will have to trot back. So that hits Van Meter hits the second batter of the inning, and the bases now will be loaded for Ty Brantley. Brantley hitting 208 with 5 runs batted in for the Wildcats. And this is a huge, huge, huge at-bat for Jaron Van Meter early in this game. 2 runs have already crossed the plate. You've got 1 down. I'm not sure that there'd be a better time for the good old 6-4-3.
Yeah, you're definitely Jaron probably going to pitch down the zone, trying to get a ground ball to turn that double play here.
Sawyer Drake and Eli Watson in the corners playing in. The 0-1. Called strike at the knees. Ty Brantley did not agree with that call as he turned back and looked at the dugout and shook his head a couple of times. Van Meter looks in for the sign. The 0-2. Inside, almost hit another batter. Luckily, that did just miss Ty Brantley. Edmonson County is playing. I mean, they get the entirety of the box. They're in on the inside, and they're not letting Van Meter get that inside part of the plate, because if Van Meter tries to pitch inside, they're going to wear it on their left side. The 1-2 with 1 down here in the top of the first inning slips out of the hands, but McCready does a nice job sliding over to make sure that doesn't get to the backstop.
If you're going to have one slip, you want to make sure it's outside where the hitter can't hit it.
It's always good to slip high, too, where Van Meter or McCready can go up and grab it. Mm-hmm. There's a slow ground ball to second. Woods probably just going to have to go get 1. He will, the short way. Runner will score in the fielder's choice, and it's 3-0 Edmonson County. Smart play, though, by Michael Wood just to get the easy out, because there was going to be no way that they were going to get the runner.
No, and that could also be as one of those things where, if Mikey gets in a hurry, he might fire it into the left field, and then that could create another run, as we have a courtesy runner, I think, at third. Number 18.
Number 18 comes in to be the courtesy runner. That would be Clay Clemens. It's interesting that they make that move now, but that must mean that they're looking for a wild pitch. Jace McCombs is the hitter now for Edmonson County, and Van Meter blows that one right past him. McCombs, 2 for 5 this year with an RBI. Not many opportunities, but they're going to throw the junior in a huge opportunity right now. McCombs starting at third base tonight. He fouls that one off behind the plate, and Van Meter is ahead in the count at no balls and 2 strikes.
I think if you're Jaron here, you'd go after this guy. Sometimes you might see a wasted pitch, but the 8-hole hitter. His swings haven't looked all that great. Go right after him here.
Let's see the 0-2 from Van Meter to try and get out of the inning. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. But Edmonson County scores 3 on 2 hits, and we're in the top half of the first inning. It's Edmonson County 3, and the Cougs are coming up. This is Cougar Baseball right here on K105. Hunter Wilson will be the starting pitcher for Edmonson County tonight, the 8th grader. 6 games, 5 starts, an ERA 4.16, 33 strikeouts, 19 walks, and a record of 3-3. The Cougars have themselves at a 3-0 deficit again. And Chase, my memory's right, that's consecutive games with a 3-0 deficit after the top of the first inning.
It is, but I believe the last game we also came home with the win, so that don't mean nothing.
But if you ask Jody Nutt, I don't know Jody. You know Jody Nutt much better than I do. But my presumption is that he'd much rather not be losing 3-0 after the top of the first inning.
I would love to find a coach that wouldn't want to win. You know, that's not. I don't think that's possible.
You never really know. Sometimes you never know. As tonight's broadcast is presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. Find out more by going to fiberforgrayson.com. Leadoff hitter Chandler McCready for Grayson County. As McCready hitting .281, and the first pitch to cold strike just hits the outside corner from Hunter Wilson. Wilson, an 8th grader, and Grayson County better get used to facing Hunter Wilson in district games because he's an 8th grader. He's got a lot of games coming as that pitch is low and outside for ball 1, and Chase Wilson, he's got a little velocity to that fastball.
He does. You know, like I said, for an 8th grader, it's impressive. For anybody to be playing at the varsity level, much less start game 1 of the district, since it's probably most pivotal game of the year.
The 1-1 might have slipped out of his hand a little bit, didn't have enough break on it, and goes high, and McCready's back ahead in the count here, 2 balls and 1 strike. Chandler McCready, as we mentioned, does have a double and 5 runs batted in for the Cougars on this young season. That one gets right past him, and that'll lead up the count here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. McCready, a good leadoff hitter, though, based on just the sheer fact of he's got plus speed. And when you got a guy that plus speed, if he can get on base, it's good to move. And he fouls that one off to the right side. That's going to be a long run. It might stay in play, and it is going to be caught by the right fielder right on the line. Ashley comes down with it to make the play. That was another one that looked like it was going to careen, as there's not a lot of foul ground down that right field line. But the right fielder, Ashley, had it read, and it was caught right on that foul line. It'll be Jaron Van Meter, the pitcher, now to hit for Edmonson County. Or for Grayson County, rather. Van Meter hitting .500 on the year with 7 runs batted in, 4 doubles. And the first pitch is high for ball 1. Hit .500, that's pretty good, Chase.
That's really good, you know. I'd almost rather have 2 .500 hitters than a 600 hitter.
And there's a called strike I do have here. Got to mention that I have a shout-out here coming from Cougar baseball legend Noah Bullock. He says that Chase Blaine is quote-unquote the GOAT.
Greatness recognizing greatness right there.
Pitch is low for ball 1. As you got to love Noah B.
Noah B, you know.
It says here his YouTube channel is Noah B. Basson.
That's right. It's a shameless plug right there. There you go, Noah.
I'll give him a shout-out there. And that pitch is low, and Van Meter's ahead in the count here, 3 balls and 1 strike. There's not been many players that I've enjoyed watching more than Noah Bullock, especially at the quarterback position over on the gridiron. So here comes the 3-1 to Van Meter, and it's a cold strike, and that'll make the count go full.
Noah Bullock may be one of my favorite teammates just because was just a selfless player. He was always picking up teammates, and he really had a good time playing baseball.
The 3-2 to Van Meter is fouled off, and Edmonson County is really playing Van Meter to pull out in the outfield, as the center fielder is playing almost in right center, and Van Meter has a hole in left center field that he could drive 14 freight trains through. And he went opposite field against Whitesville Trinity, and that pitch is high, and he'll get on base with a walk. The left fielder is playing pretty much in regular left field. The center fielder, even now for Camden Brothers, okay, he's going to now trot back into traditional center field, but there was a huge hole into left center, and he had that hit against Whitesville Trinity in the sixth inning. He'd have done that, it'd have rolled all the way to the wall, and I'm sure he'd have crawled home.
Oh, yeah. Jaron, he's a smart enough hitter to recognize where those gaps are, too, and turn his body to hit the ball there.
Camden Brothers hits now for Grayson County. Brothers on the year, 359 runs batted in, 6 walks as well for Brothers. He's got a good eye, good knowledge of the strike zone, especially for somebody who has the biggest strike zone on the team, of being the tallest player on the team.
That's right, and, a lot of times that works against you, but that also, your sweet spot there, that also makes your wheelhouse bigger into a sense.
Van Meter is off. No, he stops. He just did a little long secondary lead as that pitch is high and outside for ball 2. I can use, since I'm tall and thin like Camden, I can use that as an excuse as to why I was not a successful player, because my strike zone was so big. The 2-0, swing and a miss. A little movement on that pitch fools Brothers. I'll move the count here to 2 balls and 1 strike. Got to find a way to make some sort of an excuse, and that works.
I'm sure you were quite the stud back in T-ball up north, weren't you?
Oh, listen. They called me Votto. I'd walk in there because I was trying to walk. Brothers is showing bunt. Van Meter is off and running, and he is safe. If it would have been a little better throw, Van Meter would have been caught stealing, but now Jaron Van Meter on the base paths is 12 of 12 on stolen base attempts.
Something about that steal coverage there. It looks like both the shortstop and the second baseman were actually in front of the bag compared to one going for the ball to tag the runner.
The 3-1 to Brothers. Fly ball in the infield. The third baseman, McCombs, will call it off, but the shortstop, Minyard, will be the one who makes the play for the second out of the inning. Camden Brothers hit that one a mile high, but Minyard had it read, and that's the second out. Eli Watson, the cleanup hitter. Watson, 238 average, a double, a triple, and 5 runs batted in. But Watson, for most of this season, has been down around the 150 mark. He's starting to hit the ball a lot more for Grayson County.
Yeah, and there's no better time to heat up than whenever the district games start.
The pitch to Watson is high and outside for ball 1. So Watson, is your cleanup hitter. For Grayson County to be a good and consistent team, they need Eli Watson to come up in moments like this. Swing and a miss by Watson. He was fooled there, kind of lost his balance on the swing.
Especially for Eli, batting in the cleanup hole number 4. One of the more crucial spots in the lineup. You really need him to get the average up and get going.
Here comes the 1-1. Van Meter is off and running. He's going to have that base stolen easily. As Eli Watson did the smart play, too, there of, it's like the old baseball rule is he does not have to leave the box. He is entitled to that box, and he did not leave it. And because of that, there wasn't going to be a throw anyways, but the catcher, Meredith, was really going to have to make a tough play. The 2-1. Swing and a miss by Watson as he had to go down to a knee to take a swing at that, and the count will move even. 2 down here. Jaron Van Meter stands 90 feet away. Watson, a base hit, would at least put the Cougars on the board and would give us the same situation that we had on Friday evening. Is a swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes. We're through the first inning. It is Edmonson County on top of Grayson County 3-0. This is Cougar Baseball right here on welcome back here to Don Lee Field. Grayson County trails Edmonson County 3-0 as we head into the top of the second inning. Jaron Van Meter in for inning number 2 of work. It'll be the 9-hole hitter Michael Meredith to lead off. Score update to bring you some positive news. Bottom of the second inning, it's the Lake Cougs on top of John Hardin 1-0. As they're in action in, I guess, Vine Grove. If we can't call it E-Town. We got to be more correct and say that it's Vine Grove technically. As they played John Hardin earlier this year in Vine Grove as well and picked up a win. Michael Mills leads off for Edmonson County. He's hitting 154, double, triple, and 2 runs batted in. The first pitch from Van Meter is a called strike, and Chase says that is a huge pitch there from Van Meter just to start the inning with a strike.
That's right, and just to get your confidence up, I definitely expect to see a better inning from Jaron here.
That pitch slips out of his hands a little bit, moving the count here to 1 ball and 1 strike. Grayson County trailing Edmonson County 3-0 as the Wildcats scored 3 runs in the top of the first. Called strike low. And our home plate umpire tonight, Ryan O'Neill, has been consistent in calling that low strike. And if you're Van Meter, that's something that you got to learn and deliver those pitches. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, down on strikes. Good way to start the inning for Jaron Van Meter, and I'll turn towards Cole Sailing. Sailing saw 1 pitch, and it grazed his jersey for his 7th hit by pitch of the season. Sailing hitting .409, 15 runs batted in, and 5 doubles for the Wildcats. See right now, Chase, I look down, looks like an Edmonson County fan has jumped into a good old Chris Drake hot dog. As we had one of those yesterday, as I saw him open it up. Looks like he's enjoying it down there. His first pitch is outside for ball 1.
Master Chef Chris Drake here, he may be so good that we're going to have to keep him on the grill.
Outside, that one's wide, and McCready just watched that one go and might need a new ball. It might be a little wet down there, as that's one of the portions that the tent will not cover, and immediately the umpire does toss one out there to Van Meter. So it looks like the rain, there was a light rain drizzling at the start. There's still some umbrellas out, but I'm not sure if it stopped or if it's still going. As there's a pitch, swing and a miss. Move the count here to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Something you can't forget, too, is, those baseballs, especially new baseballs like we use for these big games, those are hard to grip whenever it's wet.
The 2-1. Low, 4-3. I mean, it is. And when you're trying to grip, especially if you're trying to grip something, if you're trying to throw a breaking ball, it will cause the ball just to slip out of your hands. The 3-1. Get ball low and inside, and Cole Sailing reaches base via the walk, and Gavin Minyard will now hit. He also walked in his first at-bat. As we mentioned, Minyard hitting over .650 with an OPS just shy of 1.6 for Edmonson County. And again, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. But as I said, we did a softball game between Grayson County and Edmonson County, so that's fouled off to the right side. And it's amazing, Alexa Henderson for Edmonson County, who is one of their softball players. I haven't looked at her stats recently, since it's been about a week and a half since we did that game. Her OPS was something like 1.85, which, again, ungodly. It doesn't matter what you're doing. And that one's ripped into left center field by Minyard. It's a long run, and it is going to be gone. Home run, left center field. It clears the wall for Gavin Minyard, and right on cue, Edmonson County leads 5-0. So that ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying, and the wind is blowing out that way, and it just skirts over the wall. Minyard with the home run, his 2nd of the season.
If you're Jaron here, you want to come in here, you just want to refocus, go after this next hitter. It's been there, done that. You can't change that outcome. Make sure it doesn't happen again.
Gavin Minyard with a bomb to left center field, and that was a no-doubter. Ball high to Hunter Wilson, and after retiring the first batter, you got to figure something out here. And Jaron Van Meter sitting at 36 pitches now with 1 down in the 2nd inning. That's popped off right side. Sawyer Drake thought about going after, but instead that one will bounce behind the Cougar dugout in foul territory. Tell Van Meter just he took his glove off there for a second, just tried to take a deep breath, recollect his thoughts. The 1-1. outside. Bounces in the dirt. McCready with a nice stop, and Wilson in his first at bat doubled down the left field line. It's Braden Childress. I got Gavin Childress on my mind. District games, it comes up. There's a called strike on the outside corner. We're talking about Cougar baseball legends like Noah Bullock, Briley Napier. I can't go without mentioning Gavin Childress in that sentence as well.
3 of probably my favorite teammates I ever had.
Oh, 3 of my favorite players to call games for, absolutely. The break even from Van Meter is high for ball 3. I mean, that's a great threesome, too. You know, there's always the conversation of if you could have a good foursome of golf, you and 3 other players, it'd be good if you had to be Cougar baseball related.
That's right. Of course, I would be the star of that foursome there.
Is that what they say? Is that Hunter Wilson rips one deep left field? Braden Childress is back to the track, and that ball is gone. Back-to-back home runs for Edmonson County, and the Wildcats now lead 6-0. Hunter Wilson goes long ball for the second time today, and the Cats are rolling tonight here at Don Lee Field.
That was just a tough pitch, and Wilson got all of it, and he just squeaked it over the wall there in left field.
Braden Childress could do nothing but turn around and watch it fly over the wall. And here comes Andrew Talley in to hit. And the first pitch is low for ball 1. Jaron Van Meter just doesn't seem that he has it today.
No, and it could be a number of different factors, bad weather.
And that one's inside, and it hits Andrew Talley. And Buddy Hobby, I think, is going to make his way out to the mound. He's bringing some clean baseballs with him as he does it. So is Jody Nutt going to come out and talk. And see what this conversation could be from Jody Nutt. I don't think he'd be wanting to make a pitching change just yet, but you never know. I mean, at this point, Van Meter clearly just it's not been himself out there.
No, and Jaron, he's the type of hitter he's the type of pitcher that he can get flustered easy compared to the bigger game environment. Give up one, as there looks like it is going to be a pitching change.
There is going to be a pitching change, so what we'll do is we'll take a timeout and let you know who the new pitcher is after this. This is Cougar Baseball right here on K105. Gage's stats. Gage Napier is the new pitcher for Grayson County. The 8th grader takes the mound in place of Jaron Van Meter. Your changes: Jaron Van Meter moves to left field. Braden Childress will exit, so Napier will be hitting in the 9 spot instead of Braden Childress. Chase in just one moment as John Michael Meredith is the new pitcher, or the new hitter now for Edmonson County. He's 1 for 1 with a base hit up the middle. First pitch from Napier is fouled off behind the plate. The stats on Napier.
Napier, he's 2 for 2, 1 for 1 in saves, a 5.16 ERA, 15 strikeouts across 20 innings. He's been a really good pitcher. Part of our rotation. This is actually, I believe, just his second or third relief appearance as well.
He came in on Friday in a relief appearance against Whitesville Trinity and was a major difference in that game as he held the Raiders to only 1 run across the final 3+ innings, and it allowed Grayson County to have a chance in what they did and coming back to beating the Raiders by that final score of 9-8. He's quickly ahead in the count at no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch is fouled off.
Something I love about Gage is he has the mindset that baseball is a game of failure. You know, beginning of the season, he had a couple, I wouldn't say rough outings. I know against Meade County he had several hit by pitches, but he understands that games like that make you better. And that's one of the reasons why I know the coaching staff and even myself are really high on Gage as a star of the future.
Here comes the 0-2 to John Michael Meredith. And that just misses high. That looked pretty good. But it just was at the numbers and didn't have just quite enough break to get into the upper portion of the zone. The runner tally is at first. Edmonson County has gone back-to-back home runs in this inning to take the 6-0 lead. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. Backside pickoff move. He's in safely.
It's good to come in here, especially strike out the first hitter you see. You know, that just goes to show just how good of a pitcher Gage is at the moment. He's only going to get better.
Edmonson on top 6-0. Lane Ashley will now hit. He was hit by pitch. And his first at bat, Jaron Van Meter getting the start tonight for Grayson County. And his night ended, and that one extends and fouls off. Ashley was hit by only 1 pitch that he saw in his last at bat. You could tell he was up there. He says, I'm trying to swing here at the first pitch. I'm not going to let myself get hit one more time. The runner tally is at first base. Gage Napier trying to get out of the inning without any further damage. Checking the runner at first is Napier. Low for ball 1.
Something about Gage is per innings pitches per innings pitch. He's actually leading the team, and it's not even close. He's averaging only 16 pitches per innings pitched, which is really impressive for an 8th grader.
He's very efficient in pitching. That's outside for ball 2, and that's big. And what that tells me is he's throwing strikes. And if you throw strikes, good things are going to happen. As, you know, finding the zone, that was my issue, is why I could never be a pitcher, is I couldn't find the zone. Didn't matter how big the strike zone was. Fouled off to the right side out of play.
You know, and that does a lot, too. It don't matter what team you could be facing the New York Yankees for all you care. If you find the strike zone, it don't matter what happens. You're going to have quality outings, and that's what Gage has found thus far.
The break even coming here from the 8th grader Gage Napier. Checks the runner tally at first. Delivers the pitch to Ashley. Swing and a miss. He gets out of the inning, but Edmonson County scores 3 on 2 home runs. And we're in the middle of the second inning. It's Wildcats 6, Cougars nothing. This is Cougar Baseball right here on K1. Grayson County on top of Edmonson, or trails Edmonson County 6-0 as Hunter Wilson in for his second inning of work. It'll be Landon Shirella, Michael Wood, Ethan Snyder in to hit for Grayson County. Landon Shirella, 500 average on the season, 7 doubles, 7 runs batted in. And the first pitch is high and inside for ball one. Shirella just missed a home run in the game on Friday evening against Whitesville Trinity, but he wasn't the one that came around to score. But his ghost runner, I guess can we call it a ghost runner? Came around his pinch runner. I like to call it a ghost runner though. Came around to score.
Ghost runner is a terrible term and terrible idea.
I love it. Fouled off behind the plate. I think they should do it all the time.
That's stupid that baseball has gone that route.
Here comes the 2-1 here from Hunter Wilson as the Wildcats lead Grayson County 6-0. They hit 2 home runs. And Shirella just gets enough of that one to foul it off. You could tell that about halfway through that swing. He said, oh, probably shouldn't have swung at that, but luckily he gets another one.
I know there was at least 3 people in the ballpark that thought that ball was gone the other night.
And it was all 3 of us that were in this building right here. That is inside, and I'm sure probably Landon might have been the 4th.
Landon, I know Jaron, he was already on home plate ready to meet him and mob him. I know Coach Nutt is like, get back in here.
Here comes the 3-2 high, and Shirella works a walk. He's like Joey Votto. The man knows how to work a count, and he is going, I mean, if you're not going to give him a pitch to hit, he'll say, well, okay, I'll take first.
That's true.
As Moneyball says, a walk is the same thing as a single.
Exactly. Does the same either way.
Michael Wood, now his turn to take a swing, and he swings at the first pitch and misses from Hunter Wilson. Wood this year, 195, 4 runs batted in. He had a big hit, though, on Friday in that comeback against Edmonson County, a little dribbler through the right side. He found the hole outside for ball one.
Sometimes a huge hit at the end of the game can make a otherwise bad game at the plate. It can just go away, it can nullify, and that's what happened with Mikey against Whitesville.
Pitch, ground ball, third base, and it goes through the hole, and base hit for Michael Wood. McCombs just looked, he went to go grab down that one, and as he lifted his glove up, he looked down, and there was no ball in the glove. There's a base hit for Michael Wood.
You know, and a hit like that expresses the importance of why we do a right-left decleat as a team. You know, it helps you get down the field the ball cleanly, and if he would have done that, that could have been 2.
Ethan Snyder now to hit. 389, 8 runs batted in, a double, and 9 walks. Is Ethan Snyder. He was the hero on Friday, scoring the winning run against Whitesville Trinity on the wild pitch. Nobody out here at the bottom of the second inning. The Cougars trying to get some runs back, and that's outside for ball one. Wildcats went back-to-back home runs in the top of the second inning. They've scored 3 in each of the first 2. Grayson County trying to add to their total right now. The 1-0 slips out of the hand of Wilson. And Wilson must have slept there on his pitch because when he landed, he almost like did a cartwheel on the mound.
Yeah, that mound, it's really soft. They spent a lot of time working on it before the game.
They had the watering can out and everything. Fly ball right side, out of play, and into the Cougar batting cages down that right side. Ethan Snyder now. It's the good hitters count here. 2 balls and 1 strike. You know Wilson's going to try and go after you, especially with nobody down in the inning. Pitch. Called strike in the outside corner. That is a really good pitch from Wilson.
That was.
Dotted the outside corner.
It was. You know, 2 balls, 1 strikes is the count that we work on the most because it's a good baseline for what the average at bat is.
The break even. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Ethan Snyder did not agree with it. But your home plate umpire, Ryan O'Neill, said it's close enough. And Snyder is down on strikes. And the freshman, Landon Haycraft, will now hit. He's hitting .273 with a run batted in. And if you're Landon Haycraft, you better get used to this matchup. Hunter Wilson, the 8th grader, Landon Haycraft, the freshman. Safe to say these two are going to match up once or twice over these next few years. And the first pitch is a cold strike on the outside corner. And after Wilson kind of struggled to start the inning, he's been pumping the zone.
He has, you know, he's kept his focus. He's going right after hitters, and that's why he's in the spot.
Pitch, take something off of that one, and it fools Haycraft, and it almost looked like it was going to hit him at first and then bent at the last second, and Haycraft took a swing at it and just got enough of it. But he's behind in the count here at 0 balls and 2 strikes.
I know if you're any team in probably the 3rd region, you'd love to have this kid. He's going to be a great, great player.
The 0-2. Low. Yeah, I think there's a lot of really good young talent in this region. I mean, you even look at Grayson County, Gage Napier, Jack Logston, some really good young middle school kids that are still in middle school that will be really good players. Haycraft extends on that pitch and fouls it off over the Cougar dugout.
I think this 12th district especially, all four teams theoretically, you could say that they're quote-unquote in rebuild years, starting a lot more younger players. This district, it's going to be wide open for the next couple of years.
Even Whitesville Trinity, we saw some freshmen stepping up on Friday. Again, over to the right side, out of play.
Important thing here for Landon is he's staying alive. He's getting a piece of each pitch, and that's keep the at-bat going.
You've got the runner, Shirella, at second base. Wood stands at first. Cougars trail 6-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch, ground ball to the shortstop, Minyard. He'll go get one at second, and the relay will not even happen. So the fielder's choice gets one. But you have runners on the corners here with 2 down for Gage Napier.
This is Gage, somebody with not a lot of at-bats at the varsity level. This is good for him to come in early and, maybe time out the pitcher if Wilson goes long, and that could definitely help him in his at-bats tonight.
Gage Napier 0-5 this season. Very limited experience, but not many bigger situations than right now for the 8th grader. 8th grader against 8th grader. Just like everyone predicted. Cold strike on the outside corner.
I'm sure these guys played travel ball against each other. I'm sure these guys know each other really well. So this should be a really exciting matchup.
Off and running is Haycraft, and Napier extends and fouls it off behind the plate. I'm sure that's always one of those situations that Landon Haycraft saying, come on, man, can you not hit it now? I ran all the way down here for nothing.
It's good for Landon. If there's going to be somebody to complain about running, it's not going to be Landon Haycraft. He has that fight. He has that fire inside of him to keep that intensity up.
Here comes the 0-2. High and outside for ball 1. I would say that could have been a Briley Napier, but I'm sure he primarily got courtesy ran for, didn't he, when he was playing?
He did.
Briley Napier may be a lot of things, but a speed wizard was probably not one. The 1-2 as Haycraft is off and running again. They're not going to throw down. The stolen base moves the count here to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember Briley ever recording a stolen base.
I think if you asked him, he probably recorded 47.
Oh yeah.
The state record for that as well. The 0-2 or the 2-2 just misses. I thought that was strike 3.
That was a close pitch for Gage to take, but I give him props. He got away with the call.
The 3-2 coming from Napier outside, and he works a walk. The bases will be juiced now for Chandler McCready. This is a moment a senior lives for. Huge opportunity here for Chandler McCready against the 8th grader Hunter Wilson. Another thing to consider, Chase, is we're in the bottom of the second inning. Hunter Wilson, he's at 48 pitches.
Yeah, this one may turn into a bullpen game sooner rather than later. The depths of both teams are really going to come into play here if this keeps going like it is.
Got to give a shout out there to Landon Mattingly. He trots in there, gives our home plate umpire Ryan O'Neill some fresh baseballs. Shout out to Landon.
Something about the young players on this team is they're not scared to help out. Do the book, do scorekeeping, whatever, and that's great for young players to experience that.
Chandler McCready to hit. First pitch outside, ball 1. Wilson's next pitch will be pitch number 50. Wilson only 51% for a strike in this game, and that's been part of the reason why his pitch count is so high. But this is a huge at-bat here for Chandler McCready in Grayson County. If the Cougars can get a base hit here, there's a called strike, and now McCready, you're in the at-bat.
You are, and Chandler, he just needs to go up here, have good plate vision, get in a rhythm, and have a good AB here.
Chandler McCready had a big football game against Edmonson County when they played earlier this season. Called strike on the outside corner.
Now Chandler sees that. He knows he really needs to shorten up the zone, especially with 2 strikes here.
Here comes the 1-2 for McCready. Inside, and that'll even up the count here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good eye there by McCready to watch it go by. Break even coming from Wilson to McCready. Fouls it off to the right side, and he's going to extend the at-bat. You can tell McCready just looking at his bat wants to make sure that his orange and blue bat that he has can maybe come through with the biggest hit of the year for him. The break even one more time from Hunter Wilson to Chandler McCready. Just misses high and outside for ball 3.
As a pitcher, every umpire is different, and that's a great thing. And you have to adjust to the umpire, not necessarily adjust to the hitter. You have to adjust to the umpire, see where he's calling, and that's what you have to base your locations off.
Here comes the 3-2. Outside. Oh, he calls strike 3. Called strike 3 on Chandler McCready, and that is the inning. We're through 2 full. The Cougars straight them loaded, and we're through 2. It's 6-0 Edmonson County. This is Cougar Baseball on K1.
When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main or order online at twinlakescreamery.com.
Welcome back here to Donley Field. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. Grayson County trails Edmonson County 6-0. Gage Napier in for his first full inning of work. And Chase, I'm going to hit you up with a trivia question right here.
Uh-oh.
Who plays this song right now that we're listening to right now? Do you know?
Yes.
Good answer. Good job. See? Thank you. I'm impressed. Great song right there by The Who. As you might not have been able to hear it listening with us on K105 Digital Productions, but I enjoyed it. As it's 6-0 right now. Ty Brantley to lead off for Edmonson County. Gage Napier's first pitch of the inning is a ground ball to Watson at 3rd. It's a high bounce. He'll throw over. That's the first out of the inning. And that's a perfect way to start if you're Gage Napier.
It is. Anytime you can get a hitter out on 3 or less pitches, you call it a very successful at-bat on the defensive side, and that's one right there.
Chase McCombs now to hit for the Wildcats. He struck out swinging in his last at-bat. McCombs on the year. As we mentioned, now 2 of 6. And he rips first pitch swing, fly ball left field, coming in, diving play by Van Meter. He makes it. What a play by Jaron Van Meter. Showing off the glove in left field. What a play by Van Meter.
Jaron, I think he had a little frustration he took out, and that's exactly what he did there on that play, diving out, making a Gold Glove-esque catch. It's looking like Buxton out there.
Michael Mills now to hit for Edmonson County. And he fouls that one off. And for a second, I thought we were almost going to have the good old 1-2-3 pitch inning from Edmonson County. But Michael Mills does foul that one off. And Chase, you know what? I like to give shout-outs sometimes. And Michael Mills deserves a shout-out on his hair. That is fantastic. It is a great head of hair. Very jealous. Inside for ball 1.
Baseball is the sport that has the best hairs, if you ask my opinion.
You get a lot of really good hair.
You can get away with a lot more in baseball.
Unless you play for the Yankees.
Those Yankees.
1-1. Called strike. And again, our umpire, he's been very consistent. And it's been a little weird as there's been he's called the outside strike. He's called the pitch right down the middle, but there's a little zone in between that he hasn't called. It's kind of interesting. But he's been consistent in doing just that. The 1-2. Low and outside for ball 1. For ball 2, rather.
Umpires, I know Coach Hobby, we talked about this before. We have no problem where you're calling strikes. If you're consistent every time, I don't care where you're calling strikes. But if you're consistent every time, that is fine. No problem with that.
Here comes the break even from Napier to Mills. He delivers outside. McCready does a nice job diving into that left-handed batter's box to make sure that ball didn't go through.
Being an umpire, it's a really hard job. And just They deserve a lot more credit than they did. They really are the third team.
The 3-2. Swing and a miss. He's down on strike. 1, 2, 3 go the Cats. And we head to the bottom of the third. It is 6-0 Edmonson on top of Grayson. This is Cougar Baseball right here on K105. Jaron Van Meter will lead off for Grayson County here in the bottom of the third inning. The Cougars trail 6-0. He swings at the first pitch, fouls it off behind the plate, and we might want to duck. Somebody's going to wear that one on a car, it seems like, 'cause that one's going right behind us. And Chase, it's the old baseball rule, I say. It's, whether you make an error or you make a great play in the field, it's like the baseball rule that you have to hit in the next inning, and that's exactly what Jaron Van Meter is going to do moments after making a diving catch in the field.
You know what's better than having one great highlight in a game?
It's two.
It's two, and Jaron can do that. He can do that with this at bat.
He worked a walk in his first at bat, and he watches the pitch outside for ball two from Hunter Wilson. Wilson standing at just about 60 pitches. Pitch high for ball 3, and Van Meter in the perfect hitter's count here at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Van Meter made just a fantastic play in the field in his in the last half inning. Pitch high, and he'll get a walk, and that one goes by. You could do the good old little big league maybe, Chase, turning and going to second. Well, of course, I can make a reference to that. You being the random Twins fan that we have, of course you know the reference to that movie. I'm sure it's your dream, right?
That's a great movie. Minnesota Twins, if you're listening, I am available. I will come manage.
My little brother watched that movie. Oh, I can't even, I probably would have that movie memorized, watch so much. Brother shows bunt, Van Meter off and running, he's safe. That ball took kind of a slow bounce, and because of it, Van Meter was able to have the bag stolen for his third steal of the game. So he stole second and third in the first inning. Swing and a miss by Camden Brothers, who's in to hit. Brothers 0 for 1 tonight. He popped up on a mile-high pop-up to Minyard at short in his first at-bat.
Let's just say this, Billy Haywood is my hero, Sam.
Swing and a miss by Brothers, and Wilson blew both of those right by him, and I thought that was only 2 strikes on Brothers. I guess not. As I thought that was only the second strike on Camden Brothers, but I guess that must have been the third because he's down on strikes, and Eli Watson will now hit. And the first pitch is a line drive. Diving play made by Minyard at short. They'll double up Van Meter, and that is the inning. We're through 3 full. It is Grayson County. Grayson County trailing Edmonson County 6-0. This is Cougar Baseball right here on K1. Welcome back here to Donley Field. Gage Napier in here as it'll be Cole Sailing at the top of the order to lead off for Edmonson County. They lead 6-0. And the first pitch popped up behind the plate and out of play. It's Grayson County trying to come back in this game is going to have to find a way to get some offense rolling, but Gage Napier pitching very well to start off with, and let's see what he can do when he takes on the top of this Edmonson County order, and there's a called strike at the knees. So what had happened on that Camden Brothers that we thought there was only 2 strikes is Jaron Van Meter stole on the play, and we thought it was a ball, but it was actually a called strike by our home plate umpire tonight. The 0-2 coming from Napier to Sailing is a ground ball to the second baseman, Wood. He'll recover, he'll throw, and that's the first out of the inning. And you know what? We got to give a huge shout out there to Jody Nutt and his crew, because second base, when they pulled the tarp off, was a little moat out there, and they worked on second base for probably 45 minutes to get it ready for tonight's game, and because of that, Michael Wood was able to make that play.
That's right. You can catch a catfish back there behind second. Jody does a great job with the field. He learned from the best, Coach Clark.
Gavin Minyard in to hit for Edmonson County. A ground ball to the third baseman, Watson. He catches it on a low hop and throws out Minyard for the second out of the inning. That one was ripped right at Watson, and he did a nice job recovering it to throw on. And Gage Napier very pitch efficient now as we are 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Hunter Wilson, he's 2 for 2. He's doubled and homered. Chase, you know what I call that?
50% of the cycle?
I call that cycle watch right now for Hunter Wilson. And there's a called strike, and I'm not sure I've ever seen a cycle in person. In high school and major league games, and I'm not sure I've ever seen one. I can't think of a time where I would have. Pitch is a ground ball to the shortstop, Haycraft. He'll throw out Wilson. And 1, 2, 3 go the Cats again. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Napier keeping the Cougs in it, but can the Bats wake up? We'll find out next. This is Cougar Baseball right here on K105. Landon Shirella will lead off for the Grayson County Cougars. As they trail 6-0, Shirella walked in his first at-bat, and the first pitch from Hunter Wilson is low and inside for ball 1. Shirella again with that average of 500 this year for the Grayson County Cougars. And that pitch is low, and Shirella heading the count here at 2 balls and no strikes. And Chase, I joked about it on Friday, but I think it's coming more and more into a fact that Landon Shirella is getting the Barry Bonds treatment from 12th District opponents as he fouls that one off, as they're not wanting to pitch to him whatsoever.
As he should. You know, anytime, I don't care who you are, what grade you're in, if you're putting up a 500 average, you're a force to be reckoned with.
He just missed his first career high school varsity home run on Friday night. Let's see, it'd be a good time to get that one right now. And that's ripped, base hit right field. Landon Shirella gets the second hit of the game for Grayson County. It might not have been a home run, but it works because it's a base hit.
You don't need a home run. I've never seen a 6-run home run. You need runners on base in order to start fighting back in this game. And a leadoff knock like that will do it.
Michael Wood He had the lone hit of the game for Grayson County as it went under the glove of the third baseman McCombs in his first at-bat. Shirella stands at first base. Pitch just fouled off by Michael Wood. He extends on that one. Sam Gormley and Chase Blaine here with you on the call as tonight's broadcast is presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RCC. Find out more by going for fiberforgrayson.com. If you're looking for better Wi-Fi, go to that website, type in your address, and they'll let you know whether NCTC has come to your area as Michael Wood rips one into shallow left field. It's a long run, and it's going to be another base hit for Wood. It dies in the outfield in front of Brantley, and the Cougars have runners on first and second with nobody out.
I think there's a little water in that left field. That ball absolutely stuck as soon as it hit the ground.
Is that in Clark's Moat out there?
Clark's Pond is what we used
Pond?
to call it.
I don't think Clark's Pond's a little bit further out, though, isn't it?
Well, if you could spit and the warning track back there would be flooded.
Well, that's usually how it works. Second base was underwater when they were getting ready to go as Ethan Snyder now hit. He struck out looking in his first at-bat. And the first pitch, he grounds one, a high chopper up the middle. Minyard gets it, steps on second. The relay to first is in time, a 6-3 double play. Shirella advances to third, but Edmonson County gets exactly what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, that is, after the first two runners getting on, that's exactly what Edmonson County wanted, to get those out and create a little bit of breathing room for his pitcher.
Landon Haycraft, now the hit, he reached on a fielder's choice. In his first at-bat, Grayson County got to find a way to get some offense here. Outside for ball one. This game, the first 2 innings took forever, but these last 2 have flown by as we're still just over the 1 hour mark in tonight's contest. Pitch fouled off. Or fair ball, actually. Rolls down the line, and it is going to be safe. He beats it out, hustling down the line, and the Cougars are on the board.
That is exactly what you wanted. Great presence by Haycraft to run that one out. Most people would see ground ball and kind of like, I rode over top of it. And Haycraft ran it out, and because of that, we're on the board.
Landon Haycraft, the RBI in that situation, the second of his young career. Gage Napier, now the hit. He reached base for the first time in his career in the last at-bat as Haycraft slides in ahead of the tag. Andy Thomason, your field umpire tonight, one of the top umpires in the region. Andy is a good guy. You also see him doing basketball games. Always one of my favorite. I know he always will say something to us. Haycraft off and running. The throw down to second. He's in safe. The head-first slide as the ball scurries into center field. That pitch was a ball outside to Gage Napier.
The throw from the catcher on that was a little bit towards the shortstop side of the bag, and the shortstop actually had to change direction mid-momentum, and I think he actually slipped, but good job keeping that ball in front of him, not sending that into center field, because Haycraft has the kind of speed where he can advance to third.
Gage Napier now can try and help himself here with a base hit with plus speed on second base. And that pitch is high. Standing in the on-deck circle is Chandler McCready. He struck out with the bases loaded in his last at-bat, struck out looking. Sure, Chandler would love another opportunity to take a shot at Hunter Wilson. Pitch high, and 3 balls and no strikes. And Chase, I think it's very safe to say that got the good old red light here in this situation.
Yes, you do.
Is this where I make the good old Grayson, as a Grayson County, and make the joke of a red light with Edmonson County? Is this where I make the joke there?
I think you should.
To our Edmonson County fans, I know Chase is wanting to make that joke. That's him, Chase Blaine, of Falls of Rough in Kentucky, making a joke that Edmonson County doesn't have a red light. Yes, ha ha ha, he's hilarious. The 3-1, fouled off behind the plate. Are you happy with yourself now?
I feel great.
Does Falls of Rough have a stoplight, though? I don't even think there's one. There's a blinking one in Short Creek.
There's a flashing light in Short Creek, and then there's one just across the dam over there in Axtell.
But I don't think that's Grayson County. As the 3-2 pitch comes here to Gage Napier. Off and running is Haycraft. Napier down on strikes. And we're through the 4th inning. Grayson County does get a run. We're through 4 full. It is 6-1. Cats on top of the Cougs. This is Cougar Baseball on K1. Welcome back to Donley Field. Grayson County trails Edmonson County 6-1. Gage Napier in here for another inning of work. A score update as well to bring you in the end of the fourth inning. And at John Hardin, it is the Lady Bulldogs on top of Grayson County 8-2. As the first pitch from Napier to Andrew Talley is inside for ball one. Chase, Gage Napier has been very good tonight.
He has. He's looked incredible tonight. Coming off another good outing. He's on the up and up.
And that pitch is outside for ball two, and I hope that's not the good old announcer's jinx there. They ran over and grabbed the ball. Right now, the pitching stats on Napier, 2 2/3 of an inning, no hits and 3 strikeouts. That'll get it done. And the pitch there is low, and he's falling behind the count here to Andrew Talley. 3 balls and no strikes.
Right here's where you throw what we call the get me over pitch.
The 3-0 Leo, I've also heard it called. The 3-0. Right down Broadway for a called strike to Andrew Talley. Saw Grayson County against Whitesville Trinity on Friday night a couple of times. Battle back from a 3-0 deficit to come back and fight back to win counts. And fouling that one off to the right side is Talley. And Napier back into the account here at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. Edmonson scored 3 in each of the first 2 innings, including a home run by Hunter Wilson and a home run by Gavin Minyard. And there's a pitch high, and Talley works a walk, the first base runner against Gage Napier. And now in to hit is John Michael Meredith. He's 1 for 2, struck out swinging and singled into center field. And the head coach, Michael Meredith, is making his way in to talk to our home plate umpire, Ryan O'Neill. Not really sure what this conversation could be about. Maybe a pinch runner or a courtesy runner. It looks like that's what it is. They don't usually communicate that with us up here in the press box, but we'll try to see if we can't bring you the number that trotted down to first base. It was number 1, Alex Elkins. He's got 2 steals on the year. I presume that's probably a courtesy of sorts. Well, they'll probably re-enter him into the game. Well, now they're going to ask him probably the same question we're having right now. Michael Meredith showing some speed running down that third base line. I love it. Does Jody Nutt have that speed down the line?
Jody Nutt could do laps around Michael Meredith, I have no doubt. Especially whenever Jody used to wear like the stirrups, the knicker pants. He looked great out there first. Looked like the great first baseman of the league.
Is that true? Is that true? Okay, we'll have to figure out that. I know somebody that knows him fairly well. We'll maybe have to bring him up here at some point during this game. Pickoff move in safely is Elkins down there at first.
Jody had the stance where he would cross the arms. I mean, lean back a little bit. I mean, he is an imposing figure out there on the base paths.
Is that what they call it?
It is. I'd be scared of him.
Pitch to Meredith is low for ball 1, and Napier, after really finding the strike zone with success in the first 2 innings, has dropped down, and this is in the second inning 70%, third inning 62%, and he threw only 6 pitches all for a strike in the last inning. Not quite as successful this inning, and that pitch is outside, and 2 balls and no strikes now to John Michael Meredith. Edmonson County on top of Grayson County 6-1.
That's former 3rd Region Assistant Coach of the Year, Jody Nutt, to use him.
Is that true? I didn't know they did that award. The 2-0. Outside, backside, they'll try a pickoff move. Sawyer Drake able to catch that one as it was not the greatest throw from the catcher, McCready. Drake was able to put it down, and now 3 balls and no strikes, and Napier has gone 3-0 on consecutive at-bats. And Buddy Hobby's going to call timeout, and he's going to trot over to talk to his 8th grade young pitcher, Gage Napier. Napier sitting at 33 pitches right now for Grayson County. Jody Nutt going to toss Ryan O'Neill, our home plate umpire, a couple of balls, and Buddy Hobby's going to bring in the entire infield now to have a conversation right now.
You know, they may be, I think this is more of just a calm down 3-0. Don't do no more damage than you have to. I'd be surprised to see them do a major shift here, maybe talk about a couple steps. But other than that, I think this is more of just a, hey, are you okay? Make sure everything's good and go right after him.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. Find out more by going to fiberforgrayson.com. If you're looking for better Wi-Fi, put your address in there and see if NCTC has come to your area. No, Mark, with us at the station, could not give it a better review. He is a big NCTC fan. The 3-0. Cold strike. John Michael Meredith had the red light the size of Falls of Rough on that one.
That's right. Third biggest township in Grayson County, Sam.
Is that true? We're having all kinds of Falls of Rough memories. And there's another called strike here. It'll go 3 balls and 2 strikes. And right on cue is we were talking about the person that I was going to ask these questions about, and he walks right into the booth. It's almost like he heard us talking about him.
Got a couple legends over there on the end of the booth.
Here comes the 3-2. Ground ball, slow grounder up the middle. And it'll be recovered, stepped on by the shortstop. Relay in time is out. Double play. Haycraft to Drake. The extension by Drake at first, and that is a huge double play for Gage Napier.
It is. You know, anytime you can get out, that's probably what they talked about, trying to get a ground ball up the middle to get the double play, and then you're right back on here, empty base paths.
Lane Ashley now into hit. He's 0 for 1, hit by pitch, and a strikeout. Some nice speed down there as that's fouled off, and Michael Meredith ran down there. He grabbed that one with his bare hand. I'm liking the effort from the new head coach for Edmonson County.
It's like a vacuum out there on the third base coach's
I like
spot.
it. Pitch high and inside, off the glove of McCready, and in the on-deck circle for Edmonson County was Ty Brantley, and he's able to go grab that ball and make sure before it got too wet. It's good sportsmanship there. Go grab the ball for McCready. Pitch, called strike on the inside corner, and 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the top half of the 5th inning. Score update, John Harden leads Grayson County in softball 8-2 in the top half of the 5th inning. The 1-2. It's a little blooper. It's going to be a long run for Napier, and it dives in the middle of nowhere. Sawyer Drake, Gage Napier, and Chandler McCready all came charging in to try and make a play on that. And it was in the middle of no man's land.
It was. That's a really tough spot right there, especially for the catcher and Gage having to run full sprint. Sawyer's the only one that had a real shot at that one, and he wasn't going to get it, which is through no fault of his own. That's just a bad place to have a pop-up.
The 1-2. From Gage Napier to Lane Ashley. Swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. Gage Napier works out of the early walk, and we're through the middle of the 5th inning. It is Edmonton 6, Grayson 1. This is Cougar Baseball right here on K105.
When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand-scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main, or order online at twinlakescreamery.com.
Welcome back here to Donley Field. Grayson County trails Edmonson County 6-1. And it will now be Chandler McCready to lead off 1-2-3 in the order for Grayson County. And that's the perfect way to try and start a comeback. And the first pitch from Hunter Wilson is outside for ball 1. For Wilson, that was pitch number 80. Something to keep in mind, but Wilson's been very efficient in his last couple of innings. And the 1-0 coming to McCready is outside again for ball 2. Wilson, as far as his pitching, 53% for a strike. He threw 22 in the first inning, 33 in the second, 9 in the third, 15 in the fourth. McCready fouls that one off behind the plate, and we'll do it one more time.
Something that they probably aren't doing it yet, but you can probably look for it in the later innings, maybe start taking a pitch with Wilson's pitch count being so high and try to see if you can't run him from this game.
Here comes the 2-1. It's a high chopper to the third baseman, McCombs. McCready hustling down the line, and he's out by half a step. McCready hustling down the line, but just not high enough on the chopper to beat it out. Jaron Van Meter up. He's walked twice in this game.
You know, Van Meter leading the team in quality at bats here this season. He needs another good one here to start the Cougars rally back into this.
Grayson County trails 6-1. Edmonson scored 3 in each of the first 2, and there's a called strike. The first pitch there from Hunter Wilson. It's amazing what a ground ball can do for a pitcher's confidence, too. You're almost seeing a different pitcher here from Hunter Wilson already on the first pitch there to Van Meter. Van Meter pops it off. That's behind us and out of play, and that one could be wearing a car.
Not the Ford Escape, though. Ford Escape is safe as can be over there down the first base line.
As is the nice little Honda that's being driven. I make sure to park far away. Van Meter extends on that one to foul it off. Not sure if there's a Ford truck that could possibly be in damage range or not. You never know. The 0-2. To Van Meter from Wilson is high, 4-1, and it's one of those that Van Meter's size gets to help out there a little bit because to Camden Brothers, that's right down the middle.
It is, and Jaron's small stature uses it to that advantage.
The 1-2 to Van Meter is a fly ball right side. Charging in to grab it is the center fielder Mills. He catches it on the edge of the infield. You don't always get a fly out to the center fielder, and Mills kind of came out hobbling a little bit. Let's hope he's okay. As you don't always see the pop out to the center fielder on the inside of the infield.
No, that's the center fielder covered great ground. That's about all you can say on that one.
Camden Brothers has popped out to shortstop and struck out swinging tonight, and he's called strike on the first pitch there. Brothers, another fly ball. This time it's into shallow center field. Mills curves over to his right, and that is the inning. We're through 5 full. It is Edmonton 6, Grayson 1. This is Cougar Baseball on campus. Gage Napier in for another inning of work for Grayson County. He'll face the bottom of the order, Ty Brantley, to lead off for the Wildcats, and the first pitch is low for ball 1. Napier, that was pitch number 41 for him. He came in relief of Jaron Van Meter in the second inning, and he's been very good. Very good. And there's a called strike, a little breaking ball on the outside corner. It's Sam Gormley and Chase Blaine with you here tonight. We've got ourselves a loaded booth in here as well. And there's a pitch, swing and a miss to Ty Brantley, as we've got Cougar legends down on the left side that have made their way in. Gavin Childress and Briley Gage Napier, no relation to Gage Napier that's on the mound. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, but it gets past McCready. It's going to be a tough play, and that's going to be a throw down to first and not in time.
That probably should have been one that Chandler might have ate. He didn't even get any any leather on it, and it took a weird hop off the backstop and careered towards third. He probably, in hindsight, should have ate that one compared to almost throw it away.
It'll be Jace McCombs. He's 0 for 2, lined out to left on a phenomenal play by Jaron Van Meter and struck out swinging in his 2 at-bats here tonight. Brantley on base after the strikeout by Gage Napier, but he's safe on the wild pitch. Napier checks the runner, Brantley at first. Showing bunt is McCombs, charging in, and it is fouled right in front of the plate.
You know, whenever you see a bunt like that, he showed fairly early, so you might have the confidence to know that he's going to do it again. Great job by Watson as soon as he saw it to start coming in, and great job by Drake to hold the runner at first compared to the reaction of start running in.
See if he'll show bunt again. The pitch here to McCombs. Napier checks the runner. Now a pickoff move, and he's in safe.
And a lot of times, too, you might see a bunt on the first pitch, try to get the infield to play in a little bit, and then swat one that falls just over the infielders' heads as a bleeder.
Another check the runner at first. The 0-1, another pickoff move, and in safe. They almost got Brantley sleeping down there at first base. Napier's got a good little move for an 8th grader.
He does, and like we always say, there's no clock in baseball. We're on his time. He can throw over there 100 times if he wants to.
There's always the saying that Chris Walsh, the Reds color analyst, has the MLB record for consecutive throwovers. In an at-bat showing bunt, the runner is off. Late throw, and he's safe. A little bit of a late throw, but the runner, Brantley, has the bag stolen. And it was a ball on the play, so the count moves to 1-1. Brantley steals the base. Edmonson County very, very aggressive on the base pass. 45 of 48 on the base paths this season. They don't get caught very often. Now the runner moves into scoring position. Some insurance and a timeout called by our home plate umpire. I think that was taken presumably by McCombs at center. As in the last 7 games between Grayson County and Edmonson County, Grayson has only won 4 of the 7. The previous 28 between these two teams, Grayson County won 27 of the 28. This series is definitely evened over the past couple of years. There's a ball high and inside.
You know, baseball, I think, provides the best rivalry games between these two. Because football, it's been even over the last couple of years, but Grayson County's really pulled ahead in that sense.
Pitch fouled off left side. It's a long run for Van Meter, and he's going to run out of real estate. As the 2-ball, 2-strike. I mean, basketball, they've had some wars over the past couple of years. Really, in every sport, it has been great games between these two opponents. Pitch called strike 3. Good pitch by Gage Napier to get the batter McCombs for the first out of the inning. Michael Mills now in to hit. He struck out twice. And Michael Mills with the best hair in this game.
It's a pretty sweet flow he's got going on.
You know, the flow is flowing. There is no doubt about that. Best hair in Edmonson County. He shows bunt, misses at it, and there's a cold strike.
I don't know if it's best hair in Edmonson County. Edmonson County has some pretty good hairs.
Do you have like a list of the top 5 hairs in Edmonton County?
I'm sure I could make a few phone calls and find that list.
Okay. Well, you get to that.
Remember, that's on the other side of the county. I'm from Falls Rough, as we established earlier.
Correct. You wanted to claim Falls Rough a stoplight that's actually in Breckenridge County. And that's a bunt in the air. Diving play. Drake makes it. What a play by Sawyer Drake. He almost takes out his pitcher, Gage Napier, in doing so. But what a play by the first baseman, Drake.
That was a great play for the first baseman. Had to cover a lot of ground from the typical first baseman's typical spot. Great job by Gage not to get absolutely WWE speared by Sawyer Drake there.
Out of all players on the team, too, Sawyer Drake's probably not the one that I want running me over. As the starting left tackle for the Cougar football team as well.
Unit.
Cole Sailing. And there's a pickoff move in safely. Cole Sailing in to hit. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He was hit by a pitch. He's walked, and he's grounded out to second in his 3 at-bats tonight. And I think that athleticism clearly did not come from his father on that play.
Hope he's half as good as cook as Chris Drake is.
Yeah, the hot dog I had, it was much better than the other night, and that gets past McCready, and he's just going to have to eat that one. But now a go-ahead run does advance 90 feet.
That family comes from a long lineage of athletic stars, as you can see. Chris Drake, quite the physical specimen he was back in the day.
The offensive line coach for the Cougar football team. That really was a great play, though, made by Sawyer Drake. The 1-0 just misses on the outside corner.
Something else, Sawyer, he gets DH for a couple times during the season, so he's really forgotten about. But as a fielder only, that's really valuable to the team.
Again, just misses by Gage Napier on the outside corner, and you do not want to go up against Gavin Minyard, who stands in the on-deck circle with his .656 average and already one home run in the game. It's not what you're wanting to see here if you're Gage Napier, and he throws a pitch. It is a ball and thrown into left field by Chandler McCready. Van Meter, the relay to home is not in time, and it gets through on the backside. The runner thought about advancing, but Grayson County now trails 7-1.
Something about that, of course, you may look at how bad the throw was or the relay. Gage did his job. He backed up that throw, and he stopped that runner from going to second. That was a great job by Gage to cover the throw and be in the spot he was supposed to be.
It just didn't go the way that Grayson County wanted, and now the Cougars are in a dangerous situation here as they trail 7-1, and the bats have not woken up at all for Grayson, and you're going to have to find a way to get the bats going, and you got to keep holding. It'll be Gavin Minyard. He's 1 for 2. Grounded out to third, homered to left, and walked. And the first pitch is high and outside for ball 1.
Obviously, Gage is going to be careful with Minyard here, just based on just pure hitter. Not going to give him anything too great. Try to paint the corners as much as he can.
As here comes the 1-0. Low for ball 2. Staying in the on-deck circle, though, is Hunter Wilson, who also has a home run in tonight's game. The last thing you want to do is, it's pick your poison here for Grayson County through the heart of this Edmonson County order. There's a slow ground ball to the left side. Napier hurries over, can't field it, and that's going to be an infield hit for Gavin Minyard, and the runner does advance to second. That's just a really tough play.
That's a tough play for the pitcher. I think he actually did call Eli off, but Eli, his momentum was charging in to maybe make a throw over the first on that one.
Now in to hit is going to be Hunter Wilson. He's 2 for 3, doubled, homered, and grounded out to short. And the first pitch is outside for ball 1. Gage Napier really battling for the first time tonight. He's really not been, he hasn't even really broken a sweat out on the mound against this Edmonson County team.
No, and Gage, he's been in these high pressure spots before.
Pitch low for ball 1, or for ball 2 rather, to make it 2-2.
He needs to come out here. He needs to absolutely not load the bases up here. He needs to come out here and he needs to get this hitter probably pitching to contact.
Here comes the 2-0. High chopper into the Edmonson County dugout, and I don't know, did somebody make a play down there?
I don't think so. I think it went just over their arm.
That's a tough play, though, to make, especially when you're barehanding it.
It is. We've seen it before, though. Danny Clark's made several good plays in the dugout. He's a Gold Glove coach.
We already know it wasn't you, so, that's pretty safe to say. We saw you fielding out there one day at second base. Oof, oof, oof.
I knew my role on the team.
Is that what they told you?
Yes.
So here comes the 2-1.
Never made me feel good.
Well, we have an elite defenders to our left right now standing in the press boxes. There's a called strike. The greatest second baseman and catcher defensively in Grayson County Cougar baseball history. Am I correct?
That's true. They were quite up the middle. Almost as good as the Twins up the middle of this year.
Joe Mauer is, I don't think, their catcher anymore. Pitch is a base hit into left field. It's a slow grounder. Actually, it's going to be picked up by the shortstop. Haycraft, he throws, and it gets past Drake. The runner is going to come home. The throw home is not in time. Backside, they'll go to third. Wilson dives in safe, and Edmonson County now has an 8-1 lead. And that is one of those plays that you see a freshman out there on the mound, you got to just eat that one.
You do. That was a really sloppy play. just about everybody that touched the ball there, except maybe Watson that fielded it. You have to have the presence in mind to one, not make the throw, and then at first to knock the ball down to keep it from rolling to the brick like that one did.
We're going to have a courtesy runner trotting down to third. It'll be Noah Meredith in place of the pitcher Hunter Wilson. Edmonson County now leads 8-1 here with 2 down in the inning. Gage Napier trying to make sure that no further damage comes of this. And there is a little blooper foul down the left field line.
We mentioned it earlier about how Jody Nutt, former third region assistant coach of the year. I was just reminded Buddy Hobby is actually a former third region assistant coach of the year. So that we have quite the pedigree standing on the end of our dugout down there.
It's the 0-1 pitch here in the top of the 6th inning. Grayson County trails this game 8-1 against Edmonson County. Bats are going to have to wake up for the Cougars, but right now you got to make sure that that runner from 90 feet away, Gavin Minyard, does not cross the plate. The pitch slips out of the hand of Napier, and it goes high. For Napier, that was pitch number 65, but the 25th of the inning.
Whenever the starter has a short outing at the beginning of the week, you can really set the tone for the rest of the week as far as bullpen usage. So they're probably going to try to ride Gage out here as long as they can.
The pitch, swing and a miss. Gets that one past Andrew Talley, the hitter for Edmonson County. He's 0 for 1. Walked, hit by pitch, and struck out swinging. Gage Napier trying to work out of the jam. 2 runs have already crossed the plate for the Wildcats. The pitch, swing and a miss. He's down on strikes. Edmonson County, though, scores 2 runs on 2 hits and 2 errors. And we're through the middle of the 6th inning. Edmonson leads Grayson 8-1. It's Cougar Baseball on K105. Hunter Wilson in for his 6th inning of work. Edmonson leads Grayson 8-1. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, it'll be Eli Watson to lead off for the Cougars, 4, 5, 6 in the order, and Watson swings over the top of that one. Cougars offense has just not been going tonight against Hunter Wilson, and a lot of that credit deserves to go to him. He's pitched the ball very well, as we'll bring you his stats here in just a moment. Watson swings over that one as well, and he's fallen behind in the count here at 0 balls and 2 strikes for Wilson. 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts.
If you're the Cougars here, you just have to crawl back.
Pitch, fouled off right side, out of play.
Worry about getting on base. Each hitter gets on base. Don't need to be worrying about coming up and delivering here until you score 2 or 3 more.
That's the thing. It is. Like you mentioned earlier in the game, as the pitch to Watson, he pops off again, he extends on that one, and just fouls it off. There was no such thing as a 6-run home run, as you mentioned, and there sure as heck isn't such thing as a 7 or an 8-run home run. And, I mean, you just got to get 1 run at a time, and pitch is a hard ground ball through the left side. Diving play made by Minyard, and he smartly just eats it down there on the infield.
And that's exactly what we're talking about. Leadoff base knock there. It can start the rally as he actually advances to second. Edmonson County a little sloppy throwing the ball back in, and good heads-up base running there by Watson.
He advanced to second on an error on the infield. You don't always see that.
That was a great. We talked about it. Billy Haywood type play there. Keep on running. Took a hard turn, and he made it in the second.
It'll be Landon Chiarella for Grayson County now, and the first pitch he sees is outside for ball one. Chiarella 1 for 1 tonight, so his average is over 500 for the year. He's also been walked in tonight's game. That one's a bending breaking ball that just gets the outer port of the zone. If you're curious, Hunter Wilson right now, 97 pitches.
And so far, he hasn't really shown signs of drop-off yet.
The 1-1 is a cold strike at the knees, and Chiarella is in a defending mode now at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
You know, Chiarella, he's a great 2-strike hitter, chokes up on the bat a little bit, gets a good 2-strike approach.
Here comes the 1-2. Wilson checks the runner Watson, and there's a swing and a miss. Chiarella down on strikes, and that's a pitch as he slaps the bat on the ground that he'd like to have back.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a little high for his liking there. Not much you can do with that one.
Michael Wood, he's 2 for 2 tonight. If there's one person that's had success hitting against Hunter Wilson, it has been Wood. And the first pitch is outside, gets through the legs of the catcher Meredith, and scurrying over to third base is Eli Watson, and he is now 90 feet away.
It's great. Again, that goes back. That advancing to second may not seem much at the time, but right now you got another run on third, and see if Wood can't try to drive him in here.
The 1-0. Outside again, and he's now going to 2 balls and no strikes. For Hunter Wilson, he's now crossed the 100 pitch mark. In 120 is the maximum amount of pitches allowed to be thrown. And that can be, that's a called strike on the outside corner. As if it is in the middle of an at-bat that you hit the 120 mark, you're allowed to finish the at-bat. But then once that at-bat is over, you have to leave the game. As there's a swing and a miss, blows that past Wood, and the count moves to even here, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Edmonson, they're not scared to ride their pitchers. I believe Chaz Wilson went to the limit 120 in the district game last year.
You are correct, and that's fouled off behind the plate. And if my memory is right, and I can pull up the stats right here, Wilson also threw 121 when the 2 teams met in the first district game last year. And Gavin Minyard got the start against Grayson County. He threw 87 in 6 innings against Grayson in Game 2. The break even. Wood extends, misses, and that's strike 3. He's down on strikes. And it'll be Ethan Snyder. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded into a double play and struck out looking.
Snyder, he started off really hot to begin the season. He's tapered off just a tad the last couple games, but this is still, if you had to pick a hitter, you'd be up near the top of the list based on his performance this season.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by NCTC, powered by Warren RECC, as there's a cold strike on the inside corner. Find out more by going to fiberforgrayson.com. I want to thank NCTC for their work sponsoring our broadcast this year. The 0-1. High ground ball up the middle. It's going to be a long run for Minyard. He gets it. He recovers. He throws. What a play by Gavin Minyard up the middle to end the inning. We're through 6 full. The Wildcats lead 8-1. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Welcome back here to Donley Field. Gage Napier in here in the top of the 7th inning. Cougars trail Edmonson County 8-1. Final score to bring you in softball action. The Lady Cougars fall tonight at John Hardin by a final score of 12-2. They will be against Whitesville Trinity tomorrow night. We'll be on the call of that one right here on K105 Digital Productions beginning at 5:30. First pitch swing, John Michael Meredith to the third baseman Watson. He'll throw on to Drake for the first out of the inning.
It's a good out, number one. Something about Gage that I failed to mention, he's worked a lot, and I mean a lot this past offseason on his pitching. I know Coach Eddie Anderson, look down to my right, he's here. They spent a lot of time in the bullpen working on different pitches and different arm angles.
And it's showing off. Napier has thrown the ball extremely well right here. His first pitch swing as Ashley. He fouls that off to the left side out of play. As it has turned out to be a very nice night. It's a little chilly here at Donley Field, but the rain that we'd been thinking about potentially looking at a rain shower right at about this time doesn't look like it's coming. I mean, it's a little cloudy, but it doesn't look like anything rain-wise. So we had a little bit of spitting rain at the beginning of the game, but all things considered, it's turned out to be a pretty nice night.
It has. Baseball weather, it's a beautiful thing. It really is.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Lane Ashley. And Gage Napier now, for him, that's strikeout number 8 here. 5 in the third innings. 8 strikeouts for the 8th grader Gage Napier. And for him, right now, his line 5 in a third innings. 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. You know what, Chase? I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That. There's a cold strike on the inside corner. I thought he was impressive on Friday against Whitesville Trinity. He's been even more impressive tonight.
He is coming out of he wants to compete for a district starting spot.
Inside, and it hits him. Hits Ty Brantley, and trotting down to first base will be Brantley, and Jace McCombs will now get his 4th chance. He struck out twice and lined out to the left fielder. For the Cougars, in the bottom half of the 7th inning, it'll be Haycraft, Napier, McCready. It'll be 8-9-1 in the order for Grayson County. So you try and come back from at least a 7-run deficit. And there's a fly ball, center field. Brothers has it red, and that is the inning. We head to the 7th. Grayson County trails 8-1. This is Cougar Baseball on K105. Hunter Wilson will try to close the door for Edmonson County here in the bottom of the 7th inning and move the Cats to 3-2 in district play. Grayson County has a 2-0 record in 12th district play, and you know what? Chase might come back here and feel pretty good, but I think this is one of these things too here where even if you could score 3 runs here, you play this team again tomorrow. You want to try and get some momentum moving into tomorrow night, and that can be huge. Landon Haycraft will lead off for Grayson County. He swings at the first pitch, and there's a line drive into right field. Diving play made by Ashley out in right for the first down of the inning. Great play made by Ashley on a looping hit into right field.
Yeah, that's just a tough break there from Landon. Several of those against Whitesville just right at the guy, and he made a great play to lay out on it.
We have a pinch hitter right now for Grayson County. it is going to be Levi Rogers, number 35. Rogers, who's at the plate. He doesn't get the stat as far as 2 RBIs on Friday, but he was at the plate when Grayson County scored the tying and winning run against Whitesville Trinity last week.
You know, Levi, he's a great situational hitter. I know the JV game at Whitesville, I was coaching third, called a successful hit and run with Levi.
He's 0 for 3 this season. But he had a great at-bat against Whitesville Trinity, where he went full and extended the at-bat long enough for the wild pitch to score the winning run, Ethan Snyder. He swings at the first pitch, flies it off to the left side. It's a long run for McCombs, and it is out of play.
You know, I know Coach Ted Hill used to be the girls basketball coach. Used to talk about unscored. I forget how he worded it, but that doesn't go down in the scorebook. But that helped you win the game, and that's exactly what Levi did in that game against Whitesville.
The 0-1. He again flies it off. This time it's into straightaway left field. Brantley goes back and will catch it. Kind of off-balance catch. As that one just kept carrying and carrying and carrying, and the Cougars are down to their final outs. Hunter Wilson trying to shut the door here. He has 110 pitches. And if this game will go any further, it'll have to be off the bat of Chandler McCready. He's flown out to right, grounded out to third, and struck out looking. Can McCready extend the game? Pitch high for ball 1. Grayson County back in action tomorrow as they will travel to downtown Browntown, taking on Edmonson County. As a reminder, if you're making your first trip to Edmonson County, the baseball stadium is not at the high school. It's actually behind, I think it's they're called their 5th and 6th grade center. It's kind of off campus a little bit, and it's a nice ballpark. So I went to a game there last year as a sweeping breaking ball as a cold strike at the knees to Chandler McCready. And that also is where the district tournament is going to be held this year. The 2-1 outside and ball 3. McCready ahead in the count here, 3 balls and 1 strike. And I'm sure head coach Michael Meredith for Edmonson County is keeping an eye here as Wilson right now, this next pitch would be 115. The last thing he wants is to have to go to the bullpen. Fly ball center field. He's not going to have to as there's a catch made by Mills. And that is the ball game. Edmonson County defeats Grayson County tonight by a final score of 8-1. We'll come back, wrap it up after this, as this is Cougar Baseball right here on K105.
When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand-scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main or order online at twinlakescreamery.com.
Edmonson County wins this one tonight by a final score of 8-1 against Grayson County. Your final line score, first for the Edmonson County Wildcats, 8 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. For Grayson County, 1 run on 5 hits and 2 errors. The winning pitcher, Hunter Wilson, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 7 strikeouts, and 4 walks. The losses straddled to Jaron Van Meter, 1 1/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 6 runs, 6 earns, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Gage Napier came in relief and pitched very well for Grayson. 5 2/3 of innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 8 strikeouts. and 2 walks. Chase Blaine, your final thoughts from tonight on a tough night to be a Cougar fan.
It is. Too many strikeouts, of course. They hit offense. We just weren't necessarily there. Wilson's a great pitcher and all, but you're not going to beat too many guys with only 5 hits. It's just a tough. You got to go back, reevaluate. I assume you'll have Minyard throwing tomorrow. He's just as good, if not better, than Wilson, so you have to go figure out what went wrong in this game, readjust, and then go back after him tomorrow at Edmonson.
Again, your final score tonight, 8-1. Chase, I appreciate you taking the time as we will see you again at some point.
Yes, sir. It's always a pleasure.
That's Chase Blaine. We'll come back, wrap it up after this, as this is Cougar Baseball right here on K105 Digital Productions.
When you're looking for the best burger in town, choose Twin Lakes Creamery and Grill in Litchfield. I know it sounds odd that a creamery would have the best burger in town, but try it and you'll see. Then ask for the famous Crazy Cone or a hand scoop shake, float, or coffee. Did I mention Twin Lakes Creamery is famous for the delicious homemade ice cream? A wide variety and fresh to order. Great for parties, events, or victory celebrations at 400 North Main or order online at twinlakescreamery.com.
Grayson County falls tonight by a final score of 8-1 against Edmonson County. Writing down the final stats of this game. First for the Wildcats of Edmonson County, home runs by Hunter Wilson and Gavin Minyard. RBI-wise, you got to go 2 each for Wilson and for Minyard. Also an RBI by John Michael Meredith and by Ty Brantley. For Grayson County, the lone RBI goes by Landon Haycraft. It was an infield base hit that scored the only run for the Cougars. In the winning pitcher, Hunter Wilson, 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 7 strikeouts. Grayson County's loss is given to Jaron Van Meter, 1 1/3, 4 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Grayson County will travel to Brownsville tomorrow, as that will be a 5:30 start time. They're from Brownsville, as Cougars will try to forget about this one, move forward, and take on the Wildcats in a rematch game. We invite you to join us tomorrow evening as the Lady Cougar softball team will have a district home game against Whitesville Trinity. 5:30 will be the start time of that game. You'll be able to watch that right here on K105 Digital Productions beginning at about 5:15. That'll wrap up our coverage for tonight. I want to thank the K105 Digital Productions crew for their hard work. Your camera operator was Cody Brock, and your director was Chase Blaine. So for Chase Blaine as color analyst, I'm Sam Gormley saying so long, everyone.